Hey guys, Taku Replays here, and today we're gonna be going over this guy's post. All right, his name's FT Kai. You probably know him as Kai. He's an old friend of mine. I used to do videos about him and some of the things he recommended. But over the past few weeks, he's been saying some controversial things that are just simply incorrect, right? So today we're going to be going over his post right here. It's Mard Geer versus the Celestial Spirit King, and this is the main reason I don't power scale anymore. It's just way too toxic, and it's just ridiculous, right? So if you look, this guy right here says he fought on equal footing with CSK in his human form. What happened if he would have been in his demon form? He still would have lost because the Celestial Spirit King was suppressed. He was limited by Lucy's powers at the time. Alright, so let's just continue reading. And this guy, and then Kai responds with, "It's just going to be a feast," implying that he's just going to solo, right? Which is just not true. So I responds that he was limited, right? And then he said no, it was stated that he just had a time limit, okay? And then if Lucy has infinite magic, he can last forever, and same with the other spirits. But they only grow, but not the king himself. This right here was actually never stated, right? The fact that the spirits get stronger with the wizard was never stated. Kind of like whenever Virgo used to be a spirit of that one person. I forgot the greedy dude's name, the rich guy. When Lucy took over, Virgo's powers didn't change, only her form changed. That's because their form can change based on whoever owns them. They can change their look, kind of. Alright, so the spirits can summon themselves. Loki did that for 3 years, and I have a bunch of scans up here that I'll show here in a minute. And he says they're not the same. They only summon themselves if Lucy's in danger, which is true. And with my logic, he says, why didn't he show up until Lucy destroyed the key? I personally think that Lucy was never in any true danger, for the sole fact that Ignil and Actinologia would have ended up showing up anyway. But I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, Loki lasted 3 years in the Earthlands. He said he can't remember the reason. So obviously, if he can't prove the point, no one cares. But he stated that he was the leader of the Zodiac and he's stronger than all the other spirits. He said he was a spirit for battle, meaning he can last longer than the other spirits. That being said, Loki being the leader of the Zodiac, who is built for battle, the Celestial Spirit King is even more built for battle. He literally makes the law for the celestial world. And he said to give the episode is like it's 29 to 31. It's literally the Loki arc, alright? And I'll just tell about the episode. And this guy right here said Mard Geer admits the loss, right? This is true, so we'll give that guy a thumbs up here. And this guy said what he meant by victory is that since CSK won't be able to fight, no one will be able to stop him. Look, he a clown, right? And then this guy said even for the fight, Lucy's at 100%. And they have limited time depending on their summoner's capability. Gemini can copy anyone, but due to the lack of power, to block their spirits, right? This right here is true. Lucy doesn't have the power to copy someone stronger than her, therefore Gemini can't do that. Alright, this right here, this Gemini comment further proves that the Celestial Spirit King was not at full power. And he said be blind. He said the author confirms that CSK beats him. True, Mashima does state things like that all the time. So thumbs up, baby angel, you're a W. And he said he's getting them using the manga, which I am too. I'm about to use all these scans up here, okay? And he just continues getting mad, and then that guy called him clown, and he decided to use true identity. I called him a clown too, because I really think he is a clown. And then he brings up this old post of I think Ferris is the strongest in Fairy Tail. Not anymore. At the time I did, because she was. But now it's the new guy, I forgot his name, the old man, the leader of the Gold Owl Guild, for the sole fact that his hacks is literally all he had to do was flick his hand up and he could steal people's magic power. I don't care how strong Ignia is, if this guy takes all of his magic, what's Ignia going to do? He's going to do nothing, okay? That's what he's going to do. And then this guy here says base form slams. He said that's true. So, right here. Sting and Rogue, Natsu, 3v1 made Mard Geer feel rage, okay? So, are you implying that Sting, Rogue, and Natsu are taking on the Celestial Spirit King, okay? When literally directly after this arc, no, it was before this arc, Natsu literally got beat by Loki, okay? He wasn't touching Loki. And Natsu didn't do any training between then and this arc right here. Therefore, if he can't beat Loki, Natsu's not touching the Celestial Spirit King. Alright, and this guy said base is enough. This guy says they're pretty much equal, which that's debatable. Their fight was a tie. He said human form is pretty equal, but that's suppressed CSK, right? That's like a suppressed version. He's not at full power, I don't care what nobody says. But basically, that's all this is about. They're calling us annoying. We only watch the anime. We've never watched we never read the manga, right? I've read the whole manga. Okay, Mr. Phoenix. Let's go ahead and tell him that, all right? Alright, so we'll go ahead and let him know that. Alright, and then let's get into the scans I decided to pull up, alright? So, we'll start right here at chapter 386, Galaxia Blade, alright? So, this is the part where after she gets Aquarius's power from the king, Jackal gets beaten, alright? And this guy right here says he got taken down. Silver notices his power going down, or getting erased. And then he goes, "What's wrong? You're slowing down all of a sudden." And he goes, "My friend's old power has reached its limit." Alright? That right there further indicates that the Celestial Spirit King's power is related directly to Lucy. Whether you want to say it's the time limit or his strength, they're both related to Lucy's power. Okay? I forgot where it was at in here, but he said that it's just a time limit thing. I don't exactly remember where it's at. I might be able to find it later, but I don't want to waste our time. Alright, so anyway, this right here, this right here, this indicates that his strength is limited based on Lucy's power. Lucy ran out of power, he's getting weaker. That's what this means. Okay? And then he says, "Looks like this has come to an end." So, meaning he's getting weaker because Lucy is all out of magic. Alright? If you remember correctly, when Lucy took down Jackal, she collapsed, ran out of power. Okay? Lucy running out of power makes the king get weaker. I hope y'all see that. She ran out of power. Right afterwards, the king got weaker. So, Kai, my boy, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. There is no indication of a time limit. Okay? But the Celestial Spirit King, his strength is directly linked to Lucy falling down and running out of magic. Okay? On top of that, their match is pretty much even, right? He does this attack right here, this extremely strong attack, as it's before he leaves. He asks if he's going to kill Lucy. Lucy would die in that, but all he does is just remove the curse, because he knows that his strength is not needed, because the guild can take down Mard Geer. So all he did was remove the curse, because he ran out of time. And then he said he will leave the destruction to Fairy Tale, right here. And then he disappears. Alright. And that's basically the end of this chapter. Alright, that's the first piece of evidence. The second piece of evidence is this right here. So, right here. He said that Loki lasted 3 years from the early arcs, but don't remember the reason. I said that if he would have summoned himself, he could last pretty much almost as long as he wants, right? All right. So let's go ahead and close this one out. So if we go right here, it says here in the human world you need punishment, right? So he's punishing Ares for basically snitching, right? So basically her punishment is staying in the human world for 7 days, and basically if a spirit stays in the human world for 7 days, obviously it starts draining their life and they would eventually die. Okay. As she said, her magic won't last 7 days, and she said it will. Okay. Now, exhibit 2. Ares disappears because Loki appears, right? She said, why did she run? But she didn't run. This right here, Loki summoned himself. He forced Ares to swap places with him because he summoned himself and closed her gate, even though Karen didn't want that. And he said he could call her back. Alright. Now, right here, she said right here, Loki opened his own gate. If Loki, the leader of the Zodiac, can open his own gate, why can't the king? If you remember correctly, Kai over here goes, he says the king can't open his gate. Right here. I stated that spirits have been shown to summon himself. Loki had an entire arc about he stayed in the human world for 3 years. He said that they're not the same, and they can only summon themselves when Lucy's in danger, or a key holder, in this case, would be in danger. If we go back here, he just summoned himself to protect Ares. Using that logic, the king should be able to summon himself as well. Okay. Now, if we go on to the next scan I pulled up here, she's trying to send him back, but she can't because she didn't summon him. Now, if we continue on, she can't summon anything else because he's here. Okay. Since no one at the time could summon more than one, and she said once she runs out of magic, he would go back. Correct? But if you read right here, it says he thought of that. Since he used his own magic to get here, he could stay as long as he wants, no matter what her magic is. That being said, I already closed out of the chapter. But if the Celestial Spirit King would have summoned himself, he could stay as long as he wants, as long as he has the magic. But Loki stayed for 3 years. So just imagine how long the Celestial Spirit King could stay if he wanted to. Now, this is just a simple 30 days later. He's just sitting there, okay? He's still around 30 days later. And then he said he got used to it, and 3 months later he's still here, and Karen died. Okay? He's been banned from the Celestial world for 3 long years. And so, Kai, you're just wrong. The Celestial Spirit King can summon himself, and he can stay pretty much as long as he wants until he runs out of magic power. And then, if you're saying Mard Geer can beat the Celestial Spirit King, are you saying that Natsu and Gray can beat the Celestial Spirit King as well? Because that's what you're implying by saying that. Okay, Kai? I'm sorry, but the Celestial Spirit King wins here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just had to say something about this, and I'll see you guys next time.